What if Game of Thrones returned for a 9th season, but with an unexpected twist? Imagine if everything we saw in Season 8 was a lie. Or rather, a grand deception. Yes, maybe Daenerys never died. Maybe Jon Snow wasn't the true king. Maybe the ending we witnessed wasn't the real ending at all. But what if the showrunners decided to flip the script and bring back Game of Thrones for a 9th season filled with secrets no one saw coming? In this video, we'll unveil a mind-blowing theory about how a 9th season could unfold if the creators decided to return. Stick with me until the end, because you're about to dive into the wildest possibilities. Returning to Westeros, but under new rules. When Game of Thrones ended in 2019, shock was the dominant reaction. Fans were divided. Some believed the ending was realistic and logical, while others felt it was an unfair shortcut to conclude 8 seasons of intricate conflicts and brutal twists. But there was one thing everyone agreed on: the ending wasn't satisfying enough. Was it really logical for Jon Snow to abandon everything after killing Daenerys and exile himself beyond the Wall? Did Bran Stark truly deserve to be king? Was he really the best choice, or was there something we failed to understand? What about the other kingdoms? Did the conflict truly end, or was it merely the calm before the storm? If the series returned, what would the story be? This is where the big questions begin. Would a 9th season pick up where we left off? Or would it completely rewrite the game? The conventional approach would be to continue the story after Bran's coronation and explore the fate of the remaining characters. But what if that isn't the right choice? What if the showrunners opted to rewrite the narrative, just as some series have done to correct disappointing finales? The retcon theory: what we saw wasn't the truth. What if the ending of Game of Thrones wasn't what it seemed? What if a hidden truth remained undiscovered, and Season 9 would redefine what really happened? Imagine the first episode begins with a completely different scene. Perhaps Jon Snow wakes up from a nightmare, still in Dragonstone, before deciding to kill Daenerys, as if everything we watched was merely a vision or a temporal manipulation by someone like Bran. Or maybe an ancient magic, a hidden force, resurrects key characters, revealing that the story isn't over yet and that a new war is about to begin. The new conflict. The Game of Thrones never ended. Regardless of how it happens, one thing is certain: the struggle for the Iron Throne can never end easily. Bran's unexpected coronation didn't erase the ambition that drove men and women to war, deception, and betrayal. In the 7 kingdoms, there will always be those who believe they are the rightful rulers. And there will always be those who seek vengeance. So who would be the new enemy? Would it be Jon Snow himself, realizing that his sacrifice was unnecessary? Would Daenerys return in some form to reclaim her throne? Or is there an even greater danger, a figure from the past, or a secret heir waiting in the shadows? This season wouldn't be just a continuation. It would be a rebirth of the conflict, with entirely new dimensions. As if Westeros had never truly known peace. Shocking revelation: Jon Snow wasn't Rhaegar's only son. We always thought the reveal of Jon Snow's true heritage was the ultimate twist in Game of Thrones. But what if it was just part of the truth? What if Jon wasn't Rhaegar Targaryen's only heir? What if Rhaegar had another son, hidden away for years, and now he has returned to claim the Iron Throne? How could Rhaegar have another child? We know Rhaegar married Elia Martell and had 2 children, Rhaenys and Aegon, both of whom were killed during the sack of King's Landing. But were they his only children? In the books, it was hinted that Rhaegar was obsessed with the prophecy of the prince that was promised, a prophesied savior from the Targaryen bloodline. Rhaegar believed his children with Elia weren't the chosen ones, which is why he sought out Lyanna Stark to conceive another child, Jon Snow. But what if Rhaegar had another secret relationship? The lost son, and his shocking return. Imagine a hidden affair perhaps with a noble woman, or even an unknown woman from old Valyria who bore Rhaegar's child in secret. This child was smuggled away, far from the bloodshed and political chaos, to ensure his survival. He was raised in exile, unaware of his true identity. Until now. And now, as Westeros faces an uncertain future with Bran as king, the time has come. The lost heir returns to claim his birthright. The mysterious faction that supports him, and the conspiracy behind it. But this heir doesn't return alone. He is backed by a secret faction, one that has been plotting in the shadows for decades. They could be a secret Valyrian cult determined to restore the glory of dragons. Rebel Dornish forces seeking revenge for Ilium Artel's murder. A hidden society of Targaryen loyalists waiting for the perfect moment to strike. What happens when the lost heir appears? His arrival wouldn't be just a dramatic reveal, it would ignite a new war as brutal as the last. Jon Snow's dilemma. He renounced the throne and exiled himself, but now faces a new Targaryen heir. Does he fight for his own bloodline, or does he let history repeat itself? New alliances and betrayals, with sides forming between supporters of this lost heir and Bran's reign. Who will stand where? Will Sansa Stark support the new Targaryen, or see him as a threat to northern independence? The return of dragons. What if this lost heir isn't alone, but returns with a new breed of dragons, reshaping the battlefield completely? What about Daenerys? If another Targaryen returns, does this mean Daenerys could return as well? Would she see him as an ally or a rival to be eliminated? Final showdown. The game begins again. With a new Targaryen heir in the mix, the rules of the game change entirely. The war for the Iron Throne isn't over. Will history repeat itself, or will the throne finally crumble forever? What if Daenerys never truly died? The most shocking moment in Game of Thrones was Jon Snow plunging his dagger into Daenerys' heart, ending her dream of a new world. We saw Drogon take her body and disappear into the horizon. But wait, did we actually see her body burn? Did we witness a funeral? Did we get absolute confirmation of her death? No, Drogon didn't burn her. He rescued her. Instead of attacking Jon Snow or reclaiming the Iron Throne, Drogon carried Daenerys' body away. According to Bran, Drogon was last seen flying east towards Volantis. But what if he was actually heading toward Old Valyria, the cursed city, and its forbidden magic? What if Drogon took Daenerys to the ruins of Old Valyria, a place still shrouded in ancient magic, where fire and blood hold secrets of resurrection? Could she be revived by powerful Valyrian sorcerers? Would she return as the same Daenerys, or something far more powerful? The Iron Throne has yet to be claimed, and the real battle is just beginning. If Game of Thrones were to return for a 9th season, it wouldn't be just another chapter, it would be a complete reinvention of the story. The Game of Thrones isn't over. The Iron Throne isn't secure. The most dangerous players haven't made their move yet. And the real war has only just begun.